Just watch. It's gonna be this one. It's gonna be this stupid video. It's gonna be this video that I made without any real data consultation whatsoever that will get someone to watch. Good evening, everyone, and look at this. I finally got some more royal milk tea, one of my favorite canned beverages. It's the good stuff. Does new anime suck? Is a question that I've heard now 5 times within the past month. The most recent one has finally inspired me to make a quick video discussing the issue, does new anime suck? Which is a question that's usually asked in the context of, oh, anime used to be good, but now it's just like there's so much trash.
I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring.
And who knows, maybe I'll make a more thorough insight video into the issue that actually utilizes all the data that I've accumulated over the years that's stashed away on 3 separate hard drives. But this is not that day. I'll keep it plain, simple, and rely on someone else's charts. So what is the answer to every variation of that question? Does new anime suck? The answer, of course, is technically yes. Actually, yes. Yes, it does. Let me explain. Now, these numbers have been crunched a couple different times in a couple different ways over the years, but I've decided to use Reddit user TJ something and his brief analysis to discuss exactly what I'm talking about. This deals solely with anime television series. However, taking a quick skim of the databases in question, it's generally true for all anime as well. And what you find when you put this data on a chart showing how much anime has been made over the years, you start to find out certain things. Like over half of anime has been made since the late 2000s. And if that isn't surreal for someone who entered the anime fandom in the 90s or later, holy crap. And the thing about this data is that one implication that you can get from it is that if we assume that the distribution of quality has remained relatively constant, which is not an exact assumption, but at the same time you can see by the averages over each particular year that that is a safe assumption for this type of discussion. In theory, most bad anime is, in fact, new anime. Now, I think that there are some other factors in play too, barrier to access being one, which basically comes down to if you have to buy, rent, or borrow instead of just click, 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 you're probably going to be a little bit more choosy in what you decide to watch. But I think the simplest explanation for why people feel that way, that new anime is trash, is we're essentially in another anime bubble on a much larger scale. Most of the anime has been made fairly recently, and the very wide availability means that you are more likely to run into not good stuff more frequently than you might have when you were first starting out. I'd be willing to argue that even in the torrent era, that the barrier was still slightly heavier. It really is anime streaming that opened up the Pandora's box of access to everything. So yeah, I've never seen any data to suggest that we as individual consumers watch more anime than we did in the 90s, which means that we all have a limited amount of time to dedicate to watching anime, and the huge availability probably means that although the percentage of bad anime or not good anime probably hasn't changed that much, we might be more likely to find it and watch it than we were. That's one potential explanation. Maybe we'll do a whole panel about that at some point. I would also point out that one of the positive takeaways you can take from this is that anime is so popular. Just think about that. Look at that. How much anime has been made recently because demand has substantially increased. I think that that's a beautiful thing all its own. So meanwhile, while Anna Twitter continues arguing about whether or not anime has now hit mainstream status or has been mainstream status or whatever, that's a discussion for another day. Perhaps next time you get into an argument with someone about this issue, if people are still arguing about it, you can kind of take this information and incorporate it into your discussion to help mitigate the fact that, yeah, technically you're right, but at the same time, I think you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. That's all I got for this video, so I will see you next time. Bye-bye.